There's a man who walked into a party, said almost nothing, and left early. But 3 weeks later, everyone was still talking about him. Not because he was the richest, not because he was the best looking, because of something he understood about the human brain that most people never figure out their entire lives. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it was and how to use it. Because here's the uncomfortable truth: most people are completely forgettable. They talk too much, try too hard, and still leave zero impression. But there's a specific set of psychological triggers that make the human brain stamp certain people as important, and you can switch them on deliberately. This isn't manipulation. This is understanding how human memory actually works. And once you know this, you'll never be forgettable again. Think about the last 5 people you met. Can you even remember their names? Probably not. And it's not because you have a bad memory. It's because those people fail to trigger the one thing the human brain requires before it decides someone is worth remembering: emotional significance. Your brain is a filtering machine. Every day it processes thousands of faces, voices, and conversations, and almost all of them get deleted permanently. The people who survive that filter, they didn't survive it by accident. Here's what most people get wrong. They think being memorable means being louder, funnier, or more confident. So they overshare, they perform, they try to impress, and the brain sees it immediately. Neediness registers as low value. Low value gets filtered out. The guys who are impossible to forget, they do the opposite of what you'd expect. Let's talk about the psychology. Secret #1. The peak end rule. Harvard psychologist Daniel Kahneman discovered this. People don't remember all of an experience. They remember 2 moments. The peak, the most emotionally intense moment, and the end. This is why you can talk to someone for an hour and be completely forgettable. But one unexpected, perfectly timed statement at the right moment can make them think about you for weeks. Most men waste the peak. They save their best stories for the middle of the conversation, trail off awkwardly at the end, and wonder why no one remembers them. Flip it. End every interaction at its highest emotional point. Leave before the energy drops. That last impression becomes the memory. Secret #2. The von Restorff effect. The brain is hardwired to remember whatever breaks the pattern. In a sea of people following the same social script, agreeing with everyone, laughing at the right moments, being politely boring, the person who doesn't follow the script becomes automatically fascinating. This is why the man who gives an unexpected, honest opinion is more memorable than the man who agrees with everything. This is why silence, used deliberately, hits harder than 1,000 words. You don't need to be different for the sake of it. You need to be real when everyone else is performing. That contrast is unforgettable. Secret #3. The Zeigarnik effect. The human brain obsessively thinks about unfinished things. This is why you can't stop thinking about a movie you didn't finish. It's why an unresolved conversation loops in your head for days. The most memorable people leave loops open. They start stories they don't finish. They give half answers that make you curious. They leave before the interaction reaches a clean conclusion. You're not being mysterious for show. You're working directly with the brain's psychology. An open loop creates automatic mental real estate. They'll think about you without even meaning to. So how do you actually use this? Start with your exits. Most people stay too long and leave too quietly. Instead, end the interaction at its energy peak with a smile, a strong statement, and walk away. Let the von Restorff effect handle the rest. Second, stop completing everything you say. Hint at a story. Reference something interesting about yourself, and don't explain it fully. Let their brain fill in the gaps. Third, break one pattern in every interaction. Say the thing most people are thinking but no one is saying. Ask the question no one asks. Pause when everyone expects you to keep talking. These aren't tricks. They're the natural language of confidence, and the brain recognizes it immediately. The man at that party, he did all three without thinking about it, and now you know why he was unforgettable. Comment below, which of these three are you using first? And if you want the next level, watch the video on screen right now. It goes even deeper.